Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man Sai. The phrase is back. I was thinking, right, Liverpool FC, Liverpool 2.0, we have a whole bunch of high potential youngsters, and you're even including the likes of Dominic Szoboszlai, who's only 23 years old, Ryan Gravenberch, Conor Bradley, 20 years old, Trent Alexander Arnold, only 25 years old, Alexis McAllister, 25 years old. The world is at our feet in terms of hot prospects and potential youngsters. We're not even talking about Ben Doak or Troy Anyoni and all the youngsters, Jaden Dans for example. We have the cream of the crop when it comes to high caliber players, and we cover the field in many positions for these high caliber potential wonder kids as well. But when I was thinking, who formulates the top 5 of my wonder kids? Now obviously Dominic Szoboszlai, we know all about him, sexy Domi Schlubbers, Hungarian captain, the absolute idol, celebrity, bow down at his feet, sexy Schlubbers, we know what he's all about. Right foot cannon, technical, cheeky, a bit of skill around him, an unexpected maximum pace potential which is incredibly high, the highest at Liverpool FC this season. Absolute workhorse, engine, up and down the field, defensively responsible, can cross the ball, can shoot the ball, he scored with a header. He can hold on to the ball, he can dribble the ball, first touch is decent, he plucks away, he's got leadership qualities, high maturity, high caliber player. Dominic Szoboszlai is outstanding in amongst our bunch of youngsters, and you wouldn't even consider him a youngster considering we spent the best part of 50-60 odd million on him, right, from RB Leipzig. Release clause, piece of genius right there. Think about this, George Schmadtke, what a season. Revamped our whole midfield and every single player is quality, even Gravenberch, I said it, even top notch, special mixed gravy. I think Dominic Szoboszlai is obviously one of the top, but then you got Trent Alexander Arnold, who came through our own academy, rose through the ranks, came on against Manchester United. He showed his technical prowess. He had to enter the team at right back, even though predominantly he didn't always play in the youth. He played at number 6, he played in central midfield, etc. However, he made that position his own. He is very unique, brought his own unique qualities and traits. In this season, he's even adapted and evolved to invert into getting more influence in central areas. The quality delivery from anywhere, the set pieces, the long range goals, the shots, the arguments in the media. Is he great? Can he defend? What a ball wizard with the ball at his feet, that right foot, an absolute wand. Even wingmen, right? Him and Robertson competing for the top assists tally of all time for fullbacks, which is incredible, right? We have so many youngsters. I'm even counting Alexis McAllister because at that 25-year-old range, not reached his peak at the moment. He's a World Cup winner. He starts alongside Lionel Messi. Enzo Fernandez over 100 million. And he starts and probably outshone him this season as well. He's adapted to evolve to show his attributes in the deep lying 6th position. Now he's found his feet in the 8th position, obviously facilitated by Wataru Endo. These players are absolutely amazing, but the key thing that really entered my mind, and when I put it in perspective, wowzers, Conor Bradley has made an impact, made an entrance, a grand entrance. As Micah Richards said, he burst onto the scene with England. Obviously Northern Ireland, right, with Conor Bradley, but if he wasn't injured, he would have burst on sooner. And his goal when he was driving down the right hand side, driving, opposition defenders aplomb everywhere, only one man in support, can't get the ball to him, drilled the ball right footed, lashed it into the far side netting. What a goal. Even Mark Goldbridge stood up and said, a star is born. A star is born. Do you remember? Alberto Moreno did a similar thing against Tottenham. In and out, running, lashed it in left foot. Finally, yes, an attacking left back with a bit of flair around him. But unfortunately, Moreno's defensive frailties shone on occasion, and the game intelligence somewhat. I liked Moreno. He is little baby Gerard dancing with the Brazilians as well. I loved his little baby face. Very cute. But Conor Bradley. But here's why it's very difficult to formulate and visualize in your mind. Has Conor Bradley shown more pound for pound at 20 years old to have the highest ceiling and highest potential of all the players? Every single player in the Liverpool squad, and hear me out, it sounds a bit crazy when you're trying to say this, Conor Bradley might have the highest ceiling, highest potential, highest skill point and attribute point in the whole Liverpool squad when you're considering the talent that we have, and obviously comparing him to Trent Alexander Arnold and Dominic Szoboszlai. So it's not just the statistics and the metrics and the eye tests, but let's put things in context and factually, let's get it right. Not only does Conor Bradley never have a bad game, he doesn't even have an average game. He's outstanding. He's consistently outstanding week in, week out. And what is his role? He is predominantly a right back. A right back has to defend the right-sided channel. He has to be able to support in attack. He has to be defensively responsible, willing to be the outlet to take on the ball, And Bradley does all of this super effectively. His one-on-one defending against Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli can have any defender on toast. You've seen it with Trent. You've seen it with many other defenders. They just can't cope with his speed, his directness, his skill set. He can go inside, he can go outside. Technical wizard. So fast. Hard-working as well. Top-notch player. Jurgen Klopp gave credit to him very young, even before he broke through in Arsenal and really became a starter. Jurgen Klopp knew about his potential. Martinelli, fantastic player. But Conor Bradley had him on toast. Literally defended him, shuffled him down the channel, dispossessed him, turned it over, even played the ball off his shins to win a goal kick. Very composed. Now, have you seen Conor Bradley lose the ball on many occasions? Not really. Does he give loose passes? Not really. He's always open for the ball. His first touch has been good, and even though predominantly right-footed, his left foot is decent as well, which is why he can play left back. But also, I've seen him inverting into the middle, and he's been super effective. It's almost like electricity against water in Pokemon, right? Absolutely super effective in the middle, because he can take the ball on the half turn and drive. Here's where it gets a little bit old school for me, a little bit of reminiscing of days gone by in the players. Now, you might think this is crazy, but hear me out, okay? He has attributes of many different quality players of days gone by, and not just at right back. The word for this in Japanese is natsukashi. Natsukashi means, oh, it resembles something, oh, it's familiar to me. From right back, going forwards, he's like Cicinho. Forget Dani Alves, who's, predominantly amazing going forward and back, and Liverpool wanted him as well, even though we wanted him to play right wing instead of right back. Cicinho bombs forward for Roma, for the Brazilian national team, all the time, attacking attributes, attacking flair, get the ball and go. But Cicinho also came in inverted inside because he wanted the ball in midfield. He wanted the ball in the right wing position. Cicinho even burst forward and overlapped the centre forward. Conor Bradley has the ability to take the ball, progress the ball with a pass, a give and go, take it on the run, take a touch, get it out of his feet, whip the ball in, or go direct and shoot a goal. And here is where it's even more exciting for me. Of all the players on the pitch, if you are in front of their box with a defender standing you up, which players are you most looking forward to shifting a yard of space and shooting a shot? Gravenberch is actually very strong at this. Cody Gakpo does this pretty well. Mo Salah isn't the best actually at losing his man to get a shot away. Lucho Diaz is pretty good, but from the left-hand side. But Conor Bradley is surprisingly effective. Have you noticed in every single game so far, he's worked that yard of space to have a decent go, whether it's just moving to the side and having a shot, or progressing it with a diagonal run, taking defenders out of their wake so they have to pass him on to the next defender. He works the opportunity to shoot the ball. And that deflection almost done in the losing keeper, saved with his left foot. But Conor Bradley is really good at wiggling his way to have a shot away. Diogo Jota is fantastic at this. It's going back to that kind of silkworm dribble. Bradley has that in aplomb because the way he runs, he takes the ball on half turn and he kind of scoots and drags the ball with him. He doesn't pelt the ball forward and chase after it like Robertson does with his kind of oh, bless Robertson. I know it's a great comparison, Robertson left and Bradley right, but you hear me out as well. Conor Bradley has a left foot. Robertson doesn't really have a right foot, so Conor Bradley in the middle is more effective because he can go both ways and receive the ball in the first touch in both ways. Similarly, when dribbling, Conor Bradley is more proficient. In that regard, now this is absolutely ludicrous, but the way his running style reminds me of is a little bit how Kaká transitions with the ball, and he powers through with pace. He gets the ball and off you go, dragging the ball with him, which allows him to shift his body weight either side, drop the shoulder, and jink, and go. So he's very good at carrying the ball. He's very good at receiving the ball. He's good at with the first touch on his right foot and his left foot. He can deliver with the left foot. We've seen his delivery with the right foot, which is very good. This is very much like the Steve Finnan of old, right? Get the ball out of the feet, whip it in. You can whip it in low, you can whip it in high, you can whip it in head height, you can whip it into the back post. Conor Bradley has great delivery, a great first touch, great dribbling prowess, great defensively as I mentioned, great as an attacking outlet, but he inverts into the middle as well to be the extra body, and he's comfortable in the midfield position. So that begs the question. He can play in the right back slot, he can play in the right wing back slot, he can play in the right mid slot, he can probably play in defensive six, even though he's not a long ball distributor like McAllister or Endo or Trent, but he's got a good short ball game as well. And this is very interesting with our tactical setup because we have been inverting fullbacks since the start of the season. Gomez inverting into the centre adds an extra body who can give the ball, and he's got a good short passing game to receive the ball, transition the ball, work a yard of space, transition the ball and pass the ball. McAllister does that obviously well. Endo does that obviously well, but we're talking about inverting fullbacks here. Trent inverting into the middle gives you that long ball and that direct over the top through ball. The transition and the switch of play out wide, and also through the channels and through the lines as well with a bit of curvature, a bit of finesse and a bit of technique, right? So all three fullbacks offer different inversion possibilities in the middle. Costa Simicas obviously can take the ball better than Robbo. The left foot is an absolute wand, Simicas. That technicality reminds me of Fabio Aurelio. that was Brazilian flair, top notch. But a lot of these Brazilian fullbacks and footballers have always had that attribute, right? Whether it's Fabio Aurelio or Dani Alves. Oh my goodness. Obviously in the news, that's not good what he did, right? He's been found guilty of that. I digress a little bit. Cicinho was very good at that. Cafu was very good at that. Roberto Carlos was more akin to going around the outside, but he's technical enough on occasion to take it in the middle as well. Conor Bradley is basically Cafu. He's not the best attacker in the world. He's not the best defender in the world. But he's very good at attacking and very good at defending. He's so well-rounded. He's an athlete. He's got great energy. But the real thing that I like about Conor Bradley as well, in the same way as when Gomez inverts into the middle, he's an extra defensive body, an extra defensive shield, because he takes his defending very, very seriously. When Liverpool turn over the ball, he's similar to Endo. He just poaches and goes straight in to where he needs to go to plug the gap or get his foot in there. Similarly, we saw in the left-hand side against Luton. Why is Conor Bradley playing at left-sided 10? Left-sided half space 10. Because he chased the man, won the ball, retained it, and released Lucho Diaz. Conor Bradley is so effective in every area of the pitch. He does not have a bad performance in him currently. He's on a great run of form. Never, ever have I seen bad body language from Conor Bradley. He just go, gung-ho, let's do something with it. Go for it. And I love that mentality. And he's the sort as well, if he does make a mistake, God forbid, touch wood, down the line, I don't think he'll let him affect him. He is the type that seems to be made of sterner stuff. He played Gaelic football back in the day, so he's proper hard in that Endo style, right? Obviously, with his dad passing away, he's a mentality monster because he's got it out of his mind and he's just doing his thing on the pitch to try to, progress Liverpool's chances of winning things this season and also getting his mind away from the personal life and away from the world as well. But there's so much about him to admire, and he's one of our own coming through our academy. My goodness, this guy, he has every single attribute you would want in a right back, but also when he transitions to the right midfield position or as an extra body in the centre of midfield, his one-touch game is super impressive, all facilitated by a great first touch, great game intelligence, and moving and transitioning into the right spaces. What can he not do? He's 20 years old, so pound for pound, he has 5 years to get to, let's say, Trent's level of delivery or technical ability. But obviously that's born, right? You have that natural game movement. But saying that, his delivery's not bad, but not many players in the world can, consider themselves having a right foot as good as Trent Alexander Arnold. You're talking Steven Gerrard or David Beckham or that kind of ilk, right? With that kind of delivery from deep and from out wide and from any area of the pitch. It's something special, that kind of right foot. But then again, as a complete package, nobody is batting an eyelid when Conor Bradley starts. Isn't that really, really impressive? And being compared to a right-sided Robbo is surely a superlative, a compliment as well, right? But saying that, he's more well-rounded than Robbo, but obviously Robbo is a brave heart and he's got a cheeky, chappy lad inside of him. Conor Bradley is more of a steady Eddie, good egg. He seems like a mature young lad. I don't think he's got that real mean streak. I don't think he'll be pushing Messi in the back of the head, for example. He could do, who knows? Anyway, and if you enjoy a circle positivity, make sure you join the Discord forum down below, link there. We chat every day there, full of positivity, full of great minds alike. We chat and gush over Conor Bradley or our potential youngsters, upcoming match, starting predictions, scorelines, etc. ratings. Come join. Discord link, I'll put it in the comment as well. Conor Bradley, deservedly, I think is in the top 3 of highest potential. Now, if you were to say to me, look at every facet and every attribute of the player, and if they were to reach a maximum level, absolute maximum level for everything they're capable of and how well they could perform in their particular role, Konate's got to be in that conversation. But the injury concerns could stifle him, and obviously there's only so much you can do as a centre-back unless he becomes an absolute beast like John Terry and Van Dijk, scoring header after header in the corners, right? Or Alamatip just bursting past the lines, breaking every forward press from the opposition, absolutely relieving the pressure of the number 6 position. Konate has to be right up there, pound for pound, if you're talking about maximising their potential, but those injuries will hold him back. Harvey Elliott could become an absolute magician. Bernardo Silva, David Silva, kind of pseudo roaming playmaker who can really make things happen, always probing, very, very young as well. Curtis Jones is everything about him, but once again, it's about putting all those pieces together and really making impact consistently and having those game-winning contributions consistently rather than just being a tidy player. Darwin Núñez has absolutely everything for forward and the physical prowess. And remember, right, Darwin Núñez had 2 serious knee injuries, and think how fast he is now. If he never had those injuries, my goodness, he could have broken Bolt's record. Usain Nunes. Insane Nunes. Insane in the membrane. I don't know. Yeah, I love Nunes. That's for a different day, different video. But Conor Bradley as a right back is a super effective wide right midfielder, high up on the wing, in front of the box, creating a shooting chance, in front of the box, slipping a ball into Lucho Diaz or Salah or Nunes. One touch, tick-a-tacker, playmaker from the middle position as well, because how technical is this guy? That's why I underestimated him. He's so technical. He's just such a well-rounded, well-balanced footballer. I would not bat an eyelid if you put Conor Bradley in right side 8 position. And how can you even say that, considering we've got Dominic Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister, Endo, Thiago Alcantara, Stevan Bajcetic has a super high, sky-high potential, but it's yet to be seen this season. Obviously, he's got those growth issues, those growing pains, maybe Osgood flat in the knee. I don't know the exact thing, but he's hench now. He's bulky, right? And you've got all those youngsters coming through as well. Dans, for example, Inyoni, Kumas, Bobby Clark, McConnell. Wow, the world is super, super bright in Liverpool 2.0. I need to make a dedicated video on all the players, not just Conor Bradley, but what a player. I mean, Trent now has to earn his way back in. There's so many people calling for Trent to be played in midfield and having Conor Bradley there, but as I mentioned, not the biggest fan of that. You need to watch that video again if you haven't seen it before. I think Conor Bradley and Trent secure our right back options for the foreseeable future, and obviously there's that link as well to Frimpong, a Leverkusen high caliber player. And if Alonso comes in and wants to play that 3-5-2 formation, then you need someone like Frimpong, who's a consistent goal threat athlete who's very comfortable in the box and making things happen there as well as being defensively responsible. That's Conor Bradley. So do we need Frimpong? Who knows? And does Conor Bradley or Trent start at right back when both are fit? Once again, who knows? I think it's up to the opposition, the game plan and what you're trying to do. When they sit back and sit tight, there's a word where you need Trent to unlock the door. But then again, Conor Bradley can unlock the door by overlapping and inverting and progressing through the lines with a progressive run, because he's got the physical attributes and he's a great ball carrier. Cicinho, Kaka, Cafu. That's not a bad mix to have, right, as a right backs. Bit of Dani Alves in there, but no, we've covered him already with the Cafu, Dani Alves, right? Both very good, and obviously Alves is in the news for bad reasons. But yeah. Isn't it wonderful? Conor Bradley, star in the making. Is he the highest potential in the squad? Highest ceiling? Szoboszlai, Bradley, Konate. They're in thereabouts. And if Gravenberch gets everything together, sure, he's thereabouts as well. But yeah. Subscribe if you haven't already. Positivity all the way. Let's get to the cup final and do Chelsea. And I need to make the video on how we can beat Chelsea. There's certain tactical plans and formations and variations of the tactics we can use to expose what Chelsea are particularly weak at and to keep them out as well. I'm going to make that video very, very soon. Make sure you like this video. Make sure we beat the algorithm as well. Thank you so much for constantly viewing. Miyazaki Man Ichiban. Until next time, Janet.